All right, my beautiful friends, playtime is over. And you and I have work to get done. This is the first trading day of the new year, 2021, and it's already starting. Where do I begin? How about the market? As I am doing this video blog, stock futures are higher across the board. New record highs are coming for this market, and it's not going to stop. A series of record highs are coming on the back of several things. Number one, we have an economy in free fall. This is massively stock market positive. Yes, you heard that right. The Fed is buying it all. The Fed's going to continue to juice this market. It's their end game to be the lender and buyer of last resort, and they are sincerely fulfilling their destiny to own it all. Okay. The dollar right now is getting hit. Of course, we knew this is coming. There's no way out of the dollar not cratering here. With just in the last 2 weeks, nearly $2 trillion magically created out of thin air. A mechanism that will continue. It's not going to stop. This is a deliberate act to kill the dollar. Okay, what is that doing? Gold is higher right now. Silver is higher right now. All right, let's see what JP Morgan decides to do. They are going to continue to pressure gold and silver until they can't. I hope sincerely that JP Morgan doesn't stop. What this has done for you and me over these years has allowed us to acquire these assets. I mean, they're on sale. Even right now with gold over $1,900, we're talking about a sale that you cannot possibly believe. Risk on, risk off. Risk on, risk off. We're in a risk on environment. Cash making its way into the stock market. It's going to reverse at one time. When it goes risk off, gold and silver are going to skyrocket. So are cryptocurrencies, which are skyrocketing right before our eyeballs. Let's talk about that. Over this weekend, Bitcoin broke over 34,000. Subsequently, right now, it has pulled back. It's around 31. What I want to see here, and I am sure this would be correct for you as well, I want to see cryptocurrencies drop here. I will buy more of this stuff like you cannot believe. Nothing goes up without having a pullback. We need a pullback with regard to cryptocurrencies. Is this the end of it? I don't know. I would love to see it pull back more. That's just extremely bullish. Okay, assets go up, they drop, they find a floor, they go higher. That's the way it works in this environment of a dissolving dollar by design. You want to stay in the dollar? Good for you. You are losing. You will continue to lose. I don't know what else to say about that. It's just so absolutely in our freaking face. Crude oil is getting bid higher again on the back of the dollar that has taken a substantial hit right now. And we haven't seen anything yet, people. I don't know another way to put it. With regard to the stock market, you haven't seen anything yet. We're going to hit heights that people are not going to believe. With regard to cryptocurrencies, you're going to see heights you're not going to believe. Gold and silver, when this becomes risk off, and it will, people are going to see heights they're not going to believe. I mean, that's the truth here. We, right now, are existing in a multiple bubble environment. I've been covering this for over a decade. We have bubbles to the upside and inverse bubbles. Right now, gold and silver are in an inverse bubble. There are a lot of people, okay, and they're all wrong, I'm going to tell you right now, who believe that cryptocurrencies are in a bubble. They're not even close to being in a bubble. For those of you that still think I'm wrong, and you've been telling me I'm wrong since Bitcoin 2700 when I said to buy it, it's now 30 freaking 1,000. I am not wrong. I haven't been wrong yet, and I will not be wrong moving forward. Cryptocurrencies are absolutely not in a bubble. How do you define a bubble? Okay, when an asset's price moves above the ability for an average person to acquire it, it's a bubble. Well, being that you can acquire cryptocurrencies in fractions, okay, they're not in a bubble, and they cannot be in a bubble. I'll tell you what is in a bubble: housing. The fact that right now houses, real estate have become unaffordable for most people, well, that makes them in a massive bubble. Period. The end. That's just the way it is. And this debt market is a monster. It's an absolute freak show, a deliberate bubble by design, by central banks, none more so than the Federal Reserve, to hyperinflate the stock market, which is also in a massive bubble. Those are the bubbles. The bubbles exist here in the stock market and real estate, not in cryptocurrencies. I can tell you that. And that's coming from a guy who's nailed cryptocurrencies to the wall for years. Okay, I have yet to be wrong once. Anyway, with that said, that's the scenario. Right now we have a stock market poised to make new highs. We got a dollar cratering. We got gold and silver catching a bit. Cryptocurrencies, I mean, come on. They're taking off. And none of it whatsoever is a surprise to you if you've been following this blog. If you've been taking my advice here, you've destroyed this market more so than you possibly could ever imagine. For me and my Lions, this is just beginning. This last year, for me and my Lions, ask any one of them. We killed it. And we're going to kill it even more so this year. We have core positions, or at least I told you what I did with my own core positions. I'm collecting dividends on these. I will continue to trade the market. I will trade in and out of other assets as well. That's just the way it's going to go. And there's just no way we are going to be beat. We are freaking invincible. Speaking of that, I want to give all of you who chose to support my work a humongous shout out. You know, at the beginning of every month, I asked you to support my work. Many of you did. It's a phenomenal thing, and I really love all of you, and I want to thank you again from the heart. All right, so with that said, people, we know exactly what's going on here. We know how this is going to play out, and that gives us enormous power. Dollar is going to crater, continue. Market's going higher. Seek dollar alternatives, people. Gold, silver, number one, silver, platinum, palladium, and yes, cryptocurrencies, which are not in a bubble. Anyone that tries to tell you that cryptocurrencies are in a bubble has absolutely no clue as to what they're talking about. They don't understand the price action. They don't understand what's going on. Either that or they are misleading you deliberately. No, understand. There's a lot of YouTube channels out here trying to mislead you. There is the mainstream media obviously trying to mislead you. You know, before I let you go, two important geopolitical things that are going to affect this market. We got this Georgia runoff. Okay. That, if the Democrats win majority, the market may react negatively. Okay. But it's going to rebound big time. The market wants divided government. Understand that. If the Republicans win, the market's going to be happy about that. Market will go up again. Either scenario, market's going up. Now, on the 6th, we have this big thing with the Electoral College. Now, look, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble or make anyone feel bad about this, but there is no chance whatsoever, I mean zero and negative zero, that the election will be overturned. It just can't happen. If you understand the process here, I know you have a lot of hope. A lot of you do. And I'm telling you from a market standpoint, you can see how the market's reacting right now. If the market believed that there was even the slightest chance whatsoever that the election would be overturned, you would see stock futures down hundreds upon hundreds of points. Okay, that's the truth. I told you how this market was going to play out. I told you how it was pricing in a Biden win and why. Okay, now I'm talking from a completely apolitical standpoint. I don't care, you know that. But I'm just telling you right now that these are the factors weighing on the market. We have this Georgia runoff here. That has the potential to move the market a little bit to the downside if the Democrats win. The market wants divided government. Come the 6th, there is a less than zero chance of the election being overturned, and the market's telling you that. All right, with that said, look, This guy here loves you a lot. Please share the video. Get it out there. Lots of important stuff here. And I will see you at the end of the day.